Rise and shine. It's your morning motivation time. I'm your host with the most is Marky Saint. This is Saint's brand. I'm wearing the shirt, I'm wearing the shine this morning. We're shining on time. We got the sunrise going, and I was like, you know what? Let me talk to people while the sun is rising, right over my shoulder. Let me get into the game. Late nights, early mornings. Late nights, early mornings. I mean, the rest of the time, sleep time and in between time, I want to have some real time, some real time to myself and some real quality time to be alive and to be living while the sun is up. So much is going on while the sun is down, usually bad habits and smiles and frowns. But this morning, we're going to just jump into it and talk to you about shine. It's something that ain't on a shelf, can't be bought, and everyone's searching for it. Everyone's searching for something to make them shine a little bit better, feel a little bit bolder, and this is no different. This is no different. This is literally getting towards the east and looking inside myself every morning, talking to people about realistic goals. This morning I was listening to the great big lie and how everybody wants everybody to be an entrepreneur or a rock star or extremely successful, and the truth is a lot of people aren't. We're not even successfully communicating with ourselves, let alone in a business or for better or for worse situations. And one of the things that seems to be perpetrated is the thing to keep consuming things because that's what's going to really make us happy. As soon as I get this money, I'm going to be happy. And literally the trap is at the end is where they cash you in, like everyone else in gambling, is when it's time. The time is gone and they're going to be like, yo, I took all that time, but I didn't pay you any dividends. I was just sitting in front of a machine, and the machine took your dollars. And if your dollars are gone, did I get a fucking mosquito bite? Probably. And once your dollars are gone, so's your time. And that's something that most of us, we don't really get to calculate is, living in the now and how powerful it is to be in a situation where you're not affected by the past disturbing the future. I think that's one of the biggest steals of everyone's life is that we literally sit there and we go, well, that happened in the past, so that must mean it's going to be my future. And that's not how these things work. We let circumstances dictate us over our character. And it's one of my favorite sayings when we're feeding the homeless, but it says character over circumstance makes the man or creates the human. And that's what it is. It's like a lot of people, they want the circumstances to be perfect so that their character can be perfect, and no one's perfect. No one's hair wakes up in the morning perfect. You wake up morning breath, you're not perfect. There's so many scenarios where everybody's trying to do something and be perfect, and there's nothing perfect in this world. And unfortunately, we're all perfectly imperfect. It's the fun part of us, but it's also the quest inside of each of us is to talk to this thing called ourselves, talk to this thing called our light, and say, hey, yo, how do I feel that way without losing my way, right? Without losing my way into despair or depression or past thoughts. All of these things can start to steal our current happiness. We weren't living in the now. We're so afraid of what's happened in the past coming back to our lives, or uncertainty of the future, that we get almost anxiety. Like, I want to say a nervous breakdown, but our nerves start to break down, then we're not really talking to ourselves anymore. Instead of saying, hey, this is my moment to shine, this is my moment to be alive, we fill it with inadequacies. The first things we can do is just go, okay, well, that didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, well, if it doesn't work, then I'm not going to be a part of it. And it's just like, working it is the part of it. Working that time inside of our brain, and like how we talk to ourselves, practicing our mantras, saying certain things to ourselves to combat the other things that we're saying to ourselves. That's a tough sport in itself. Most people, they're not saying how self-conscious they are. They're not saying upright how had a hair in my mouth, how inconsiderate they are. You know, most people aren't coming out and just saying, hey man, this is my thing, right? Like this is me, this is my thing. My thing is to be a certain way, act a certain way. In fact, I had an incident last night where I was explaining to the girl, made me laugh actually, because we talked about, you know, all these women, it's so Billy badass, and you know, I need a man to step up. And I'm like, you're basically dating yourself. And of course she interrupted me multiple times. I'm like, well, I get to this point, this might actually sink into you, but you know, about 80% of the guys aren't getting laid. 20% are getting all the pussy. And all those women, 100%, are choosing just 20% because we're checking off so many boxes. The thing is that the box list can become so long that you forget to look at yourself. You forget to look at your own light and say, how do I adjust it to attract a better mate? You know, if we were lightning bugs or whatever the fuck, you know, like there's strategies here. And for all of us that practice some sort of mating call or wanting to improve or have a person in their lives, you know, we tend to just be like that. She's like, I gotta go home and feed my dog or let my dog out or whatever. And I said, we started laughing because that's what ends up happening. Everybody's so badass, but they can't buy a badass. You know what I'm saying? They want a badass in their photos. They're super badass with their selfies all alone, but there's no one in there with them. And that was just so funny. It's like the things that we want can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't buy a real lover, somebody that you're into and they're into you. That would be sold out. And you can't buy awareness where you have, you know, understanding of yourself and your patterns and how you've been rubbing off on people the whole time. And I was explaining to that girl that you're basically trying to date yourself. You're wearing jeans, t-shirt, and a hat like you're a guy. You know what I mean? You got the full softball player look. And in essence, you want these dudes to set up and step up, and then yet you put the level so high that now you can't even date anyone. You've put yourself so far high with all these check boxes that now you're nowhere near anybody that actually even exists. And I deserve 6 figures, and I deserve bigger than 6 inches, and I deserve bigger than 6 feet. Sure, but the men that are out there aren't that way. Like that was what I was trying to explain to her. Like the dude that you're trying to create or think that's out there, here's your percentages, and it's not even 1%. It's like a fraction of a percentage. So we do certain things to our lives where we build a world where we think someone's going to walk into it and come fix it or be a part of it. And the truth is that we have to work on it. We have to work on ourselves and these relationships. There's going to be a test to all relationships. So people go, well, he checked off all my boxes, but this one box, and you're going to be like, no shit. We all have a box. We all have an unchecked box that just like, you know, it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always going to be something imperfect about someone. There's always going to be something imperfect about you. And that's why I was saying, like the shine light, you know, when you got to shine light and you got to find it within yourself, you got to recognize what your light looks like and not try to mimic somebody else's light, not try to force it onto someone else. This is going to be an individual sport. We have these conversations with ourselves. We're the only ones that are listening to our inner talk. So it's like when we have these conversations with ourselves, wake up and say, hey, you know, hey, what are the patterns that I've been keeping? What am I going to do differently so I can get different results? How am I going to speak to myself differently? You know, how am I going to treat myself differently? I'm going to eat stuff differently. You know, I was binging a little bit on some chips and some sugars and stuff. I got back on the snack train, but I'm not going to stay there for long. I know that for facts that those are just emotions that I'm eating, and I was just trying to have a break from the monotony of structure. Boom, 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 boom. Everything's the same. Not every day's the same. Not every day is a gym day. Not every day is a high day. Not every day is a low day. And of course we want highs over lows. Like who doesn't? But I'm trying to explain that that's part of the process. Like these lows are creating us for another high. And our highs are definitely going to hit low again. So it's just our human brain seeking stuff, you know, talking about, you know, pleasure palaces and just like, I get all the dopamine from my alcohol. I get all the dopamine from the cigarette that I'm smoking while I'm drinking the alcohol. Hell, I might even want sex tonight. I'm trying to just pile on everything that makes my head feel pleasure. But pleasure isn't happiness, and we confuse the two. We usually are interrupting it by another thought. I know that I'm guilty of this too, and I've been learning this about myself, but it's true. I'll be like, oh man, I scored a touchdown, but you missed that touchdown. And as soon as I put energy on the things that are of lack instead of abundance, I close myself off, you know? I close myself off the power of now, you know, and living in the moment and existing more. I was wearing my buddy's Exist More shirts this whole weekend, but that's where it's at, you know, like stretching these things called time, that we're even alive and have the time to be alive and be around and have thoughts and have ideas and be able to develop those and develop relationships and develop understanding. These things are just like the real key elements here, because the other stuff, it's all on a shelf. They'll give you the chocolate, they'll give you the, you know, whatever whoop-de-whoop, and that's all of us. Like, all of us are trying to get it from the same source. Like my friend said, oh man, I'm PMSing, I'm gonna need some chocolate. It's like her body was already craving the amount of, I don't want to say endorphins, but yeah, you get endorphins from chocolates and the outside sources, and that's what we're looking for. What I'd really like to find is real happy. You know, it's not easy because everybody else is trying to get it, and it's not there. It's not on a shelf. It mimics it. It mimics it with like free pornography. You can try to shake your stick as much as you want or flick your bean as long as you can, but you all know it ain't the same as someone there with you through the things, when it's not just about pleasure, but when there is some pain and somebody to understand you when you need it the most. You know, I have family that don't even fucking call me. I got fucking lovers that don't even understand me. There's people that I've even made love to and I didn't even know their names. So it's just one of those things where, you know, we say we want these things, like, man, I'd really love to have somebody in my bed right now. But what we're really saying is that we want somebody that we love and trust and can build with in those beds with us. So everyone's an entrepreneur, everyone's a superstar, everyone's an empire builder, you know, but let's just make sure that we're not building castles in the sand, you know what I mean? That we're not building alone. At the end of the day, the fucking real task is to find somebody that wants to put up with your ass. Like, that's really what it is. It's like a business that you can stick to, that'll put up with you. So it's got to put up with your ways, your habits, your patterns, and then make enough income so you can just survive. But more than survive, thrive. But while you're thriving, digging inside and figuring out, what is this thing? What is this inside me that keeps beating? And while I even have a heartbeat, what's my purpose with that heartbeat? You know, what am I going to do when I'm awake? And with those waking hours, between the waking hours, how are you going to live? And I just wanted to exist more. I wanted to live better. I wanted to be better. And that's why I started doing the show, 10, 12 years ago. I didn't know I was going to be doing it every day. I didn't know I was going to be catching sunrises. This is where I get inspired. You know, I'm like, man, I'm up. I'm fucking up. Everything else is slow and quiet, but I'm up and I'm making my own reality, and I'm posting every day the shorts. And now I finally achieved, can I say this too? My 4,000 watch hours, dude. I've been fucking waiting forever to get 4,000 watch hours on this platform. It means now I'm getting paid. I'm actually getting monetized. I actually said I was going to do something, and it's actually happening. I knew I was going to do it one day. I mean, it wasn't my goal. My real goal is to reach, preach, and teach to everyone and try to get to somebody that needs it. And they're like, yeah, that makes sense to me. You know, I'm like in a place that I need these words and I needed this light and I needed somebody to reach me, you know, and that's what I do this show for. You never know who needs it and how they need it. You know, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there for to learn anything, really. Change your own car battery, car rims, whatever shit. You probably learn dentistry, but I'm not going to perform dentistry on myself, you know, and I'm probably going to go out there and find somebody that talks about the things that I talk about, the things that I feel. And that's why I was like, mental health is so important. I had a couple people drop in, a couple people drop out. That's what life looks like. Not many people are going to stick around and actually put in the effort to stay in the morning and go, okay, yo, make this mind work for me. Make this life work for me. I'm sick of just being in the breeze, and my attitude gets me into trouble, and then my habits keep me down, and then I find myself self-sabotaging, and I don't know why. Like, yeah, man, for a long time I've had that with before. Failure of success and fear of failure. Like, how can I have both those things? It happened, and I don't want it to keep happening. So, that's what I do on this show. I just reach, preach, and teach to people. I get in the light and I start having conversations with my life and say, okay, what do you want? What do you really, really deep down inside want? And that's where I shine the light on it. It's like picking my seeds or something. It's planting trees. It's making these things possible. And that's what I want everybody to be, is possible. I'm possible. It's not impossible. And that's some of the things that we can all get up and rise and shine to before it gets too hot, before we get too scared, before any of that other stuff cracks off. We want to get up and give ourselves the best possibility at life. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pull up in this shade real quick. Tell you what, I'm going to roll a joint or a blunt with y'all. That's morning motivation. Let's go. All the stuff ready for champs in the car. We got Kush lotions back here. What else? Who else is back here? Some weed swag bags in here. Getting them all stuffed and ready. It's not going to stuff itself. And I'm going to pull right on over here in the shade. And I'm going to roll a big old blunt. And I'm going to smoke it to the face this morning. Because I haven't done a motivation in a hot minute. And it's about time we stay motivated. Oh, I see all these little grasshoppers. So interesting. Tuck here behind the shade. Yes, bless. Get in the shade, you know what I'm saying? The shade. Before all the lights come blind me. Arc off. There you go. Let's pull it back. Smooth it out now. Yeah, that's been a minute. So I just got these from my storage. Like, when I get stuff, I'd be like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Didn't even know I had it like that. These are called throwbacks, natural leaves. So interestingly enough, things got thrown back to me. Get a bit of a bluntsky and we'll roll it. Wow. Man, these even have like a, I don't know. I hope that's not mold, but looks good to me. Get these backwoods. I'm gonna do this shine. Talk about it on time. Get yourself some flour. This is a Joint Weed Club experience. This is Joint Weed Club. This way we can keep ourselves sourced and smoke safely. I created this so that everybody could have access to the pop-ups and the meetups and the and people they can talk to. That's really what it's about. Heard something else about that where people said something like they're only truly happy when they're doing events and things with tradition and things for family and stuff that lives beyond them. I mean, that's what we're really talking about when we're talking about the light. It's like finding things that's beyond just our little selfish needs and wants. I mean, after you've had a couple times you got laid and you're like, no, this ain't brand new, like, we realized that we got most of our stuff covered, right? Like, I think most of us know that most of our needs, wants, and desires are covered, then we look to go, okay, what else can I do besides just self-gratification, besides impressing people, more strangers, I guess. What am I going to do? Keep eating more pizza? How many times can I eat at the same restaurant? It's a lot of stuff like that. That's what I see in people. There's a lot of that. Cutting this leaf. There we go. Cutting this little leaf so we can add a little weed. Now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not quite sure. So sun's up. That's what I do know. You know, I don't really calculate the rest of that shit. The rest is just, it's a day, and I want to be a part of it. And I want to be up and atom, and more of the atom at it, and things that work for me, and instead of me working against me and letting the emotions win, and then I'm sitting there stagnant in the end, and why haven't I got up to do something? How do I will it, you know? That's really what it comes down to. How do I change the plot, course, and outcome? Well, it depends on us. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. And that's what I want to be, as a person that's involved with my life, not just some bystander that just watching life go by, but give life a try and keep finding that light and seeing whatever I can do to make it a reality, you know, make my world work for me instead of against me. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever said that or felt that way. Like, why can I get my mind and my thoughts to align? You know, how do I get this life to work better for me? And that's what everybody's in on, you know. WIFFM, you know, the radio station of, you know, what's in it for me. That's everybody's radio station. But how many people are tuned into them? You know, how many people are tuned into, you know, getting something out of their lives and making it the reality that they want it to be? I think most people are just hiding, chilling. They don't know better. They're just literally just, you know, going from one impulse to another, hanging out with the gambling junkie. And you can just see him, you know, as soon as he gets bored, he's got to chase another thing. And if it ain't food, and if it ain't gambling, and if it ain't porn, run out of dry throat. You run out of shit quick. Truth be told, you know, we're all kind of running out of fake stimulus, and we're kind of waking up to it and going, oh shit, there's more than life than just TV. You know, there's more than TV dinners or dining in or a TV show or Netflix or whatever else the fucking thing that's snatching up our time instead of the time we have to talk to ourselves. That's really where it's at. You know, if you can be here in the now and not in the past or under the influence or any other thing, that's a very powerful position, you know. Very powerful for us to know our power and to command it when we need it, instead of just being under the ether every time. It's like, oh man, I'm just going to work, or, you know, oh, we broke up again, or, you know, like these things are sounding like they're so external. You know, everybody's trying to find the success, the money, you know, but no one seems to know which way is happy, you know. That's really what it comes down to. Is, can you find your happy? Can you get there, and how fast will it take you? Talk about the ultimate sprint, you know? Like, fuck, man, go be happy now. And you be like, oh shit, what do I do? Oh shit, let me go book a vacation. Let me go on a spending spree. Let me spend more. And then, you know, mm-hmm. Let me go eat. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then now I'm full. Okay, so now I've spent a lot and I'm full a lot. You know, like what happens next? And that's what a lot of people, I think, come up to the what happens next in our lives. Let's open up some awesome smell here.
Ooh-wee. I don't know if you guys can see in there. Some danky dank. Get some weed. Get my forehead sweat. Keep it from binding to my fingers. I have a lot of shite, mate. 25 minutes in the show. I got 5 minutes to make this blunt and light it and go. It's like, you know, I haven't done this in a while for the show. But I just felt like that's what it goes. It starts as a feeling, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I do need a light up right now. I do need a quick whoop-de-whoop. I do need a quick scoopity scoop of some weed and smokety smoke and get back on. I guess I'm getting back on my patterns. You know, we all got patterns, so I think we all just gotta go choose it and go, yo, where's my smoke? Where's the thing? What's the morning breakfast? What's the do? What it do? As they say, what it do? I'll keep this right here so it doesn't disappear. Give me some of this outdoor green. It smells so good. Make it happen, Captain. Just another day in the life, making ourselves better, you know? And that's all I can think of. It's like, what can I do today that I didn't do yesterday so I can have it different tomorrow? And that's really how my mind works. You know, how can I challenge myself to not fall asleep and stay up a little bit longer, get up earlier, or, you know, keep showing up to the gym, or keep staying on my discipline. That's the word I'm looking for. Ain't gonna be easy. Lord knows I'm gonna want what I want, and I know what makes me happy, or my system knows what makes me happy. So I'd just be like, yeah, sit here, just gamble away. That way you won't be lonely today. And you're like, what? What's going on? Hearing that from my aunts being a gambler, and I didn't know that. And I'm like, that just screams of being lonely. You know, I don't think she really gives a fuck that much about gambling as she does about getting out of the house and having something to fucking do since there's no grandkids around or all her kids are grown. What the fuck you gonna do? Who's she gonna talk to? How's she gonna keep her sanity? You know, like that's what I see. You know, I see us coping and hopefully coping in healthy manners that doesn't require the destruction of our bodies and our minds, which seems to be the only way we wake ourselves up these days is just to go, yo, let's get fucking smashed. You know, most people do that. You know, like I don't remember nothing. I don't want to remember anything. I just want to be fucking out like I like. And I want to be on like a light. You know, I don't want to be out like a light. I want to be on and popping and what's popping. Got brand new options. So it's all good, man. Motherfuckers gotta find something good. Gotta find it inside of ourselves and go, okay, this is what's gonna make me better me, you know? And not a hindrance to yourself or hindrance to others. That's the big key. Key alert, major key alert. This thing's trying to jump off my lap. Bet you better stay chill. Chill out, home. You know, chill out, bitch. Don't you be doing no crazy shit, man. Listen here, man. Say no. Hard out here for a piano. I'm trying to make the money for the rent. And Cadillac girls can't spin. Got a whole lot of bitches jumping ship. Let these bitches jump ship, man. Get your own ship. Bring it on board. Bring it on the harbor. Find it. Find it inside yourself. People flock to anybody with direction and ambition and doing something with their lives. You know? If it wasn't that way, we just keep spinning our wheels and never finding a harbor to pull into. We'll never find that thing that pulls us and gets our gravitational force going and gets us into another destination. Doesn't always have to be pain. It can be excitement, you know. That's what most of us are looking for, some sort of form of excitement, something better than the same old rigmarole. That's the word I was looking for, rigmarole. Yeah, we need more than just the average rigmarole. We're gonna want things to move in our lives and make them live. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna live. I'll let you go. As soon as I spark this dro, I just literally stuck it in this throwback backwoods. You know, there's my weed club card so I can scrape it all together and put it inside the rest of here. And I want to go long on the show. I know I just did my half hour. I was gonna fuck, man. You're gonna stick with me then. It's a live show. It's not like I can just, snap these blunts together. I hate when people do that to me too. You still rolling that? Like, you can roll your own. I'm sure it's gonna be crap. Everybody always like, damn, so you roll the best because I take my time, homie. I'm literally taking this time of my life. You know, I'm saying, hey, this is how I want things to be. I don't want it to be any other way. And for the most part, I've had it exactly the way I want it to be. But, I still bitch and moan because it ain't exactly where I want it to be. Like, who else isn't like that? Perfectionist gang. I know we're out here. Looks like most of us are out here making it happen, man. Making it happen. So, we're all going to have to figure it out. Straight up. It's not going to do it for ourselves. We're going to have to figure it out ourselves. So, whoever's in here with me, hopefully you're blessed up this morning. And you're finding it for yourself. You're finding that light. It's not easy. Because Lord knows it's covered in fake shit. All this fake shit. Motherfuckers act like they found it, or if I have the success, you can have it too. All you got to do is apply yourself. The big lie. No, the one thing you got to do is just know yourself. Like, we're all conditioned to like compete with each other, and it's sick. Like, instead of cooperating with each other and helping each other get to where we need to get to, we end up trying to self-sabotage them too. So it's one of those things. Gotta find the light. Gotta find a lighter. Now that I see this, find the lighter. Just now my weed's popping out. Don't you be popping out the top, bitch. Get back in there. Get back in Weed Club. So who's here to park and spark with me real quick? I'm gonna blaze one for the nation. I'm gonna film me now. Follow me for more tips and hacks. Here we go. I don't know where my monkey tail went, but I found a lighter and I found my light. So that's what I'm gonna do this morning. I'm gonna light this and light the way. I hope you have a blessed day. Shit, the sun's coming up again. It's a new beginning. I'm not even in the shade no more. So time to go. Let's roll. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. That's the whole point. Finding the light. So awesome when it shines on us. All of us evenly. Go be free. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever finished. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao. Belo. Beijos. Peace. I'll see you.